So if a lot of people don't actually know this, but you actually have a limited amount of willpower. You don't have a limited willpower. That's why the military has drill sergeants. In order for them to have disciplined soldiers, they would need a drill sergeants to really get them to be shaped. Soldiers couldn't motivate themselves. They don't have the amount of willpower. They don't have that amount of willpower to do that. So you have a limited amount of willpower, and you can you won't be able you can only use a certain amount of it. And the best advice I can give is to use it wisely. And what I mean by use it wisely is try to avoid draining your willpower as much as possible. Because if you drain all of your willpower, then you will cave into almost everything that comes your way. Any type of pleasure would that comes your way, you would cave because you're like burnt out and you have no willpower. So to avoid this, you need to learn how to keep a consistent amount of willpower and not really discipline yourself to the point where you're not even disciplined anymore, because that happens to a lot of people. Uh, so how do you do this? So if if you choose if you, so let's say you're choosing to stick on a diet which takes willpower, right? Every time that you see chocolate cake, you tell yourself, no, I'm not gonna do that. Uh, when you when you make that choice and you tell yourself, no, I'm not gonna eat that cake because I'm on a diet, you made that choice and you used your willpower in that moment. You use your willpower in that moment. But the best way to stay on that diet and to keep consistent willpower is to not use willpower, if that makes sense. So if there's a piece of cake that is around you in your environment, you would need to look everywhere else but where the cake is. Like distract yourself with everything possible. So you need to be so distracted and so focused on whatever that the cake isn't even on your mind anymore. This is how you avoid draining your willpower. Uh, because instead of telling yourself no and using your willpower and draining it, you're now distracting yourself from doing something else. There was an experiment. I can't even remember quite exactly. There was an experiment with a whole bunch of kids, uh, and they were tested on their willpower. And if I remember exactly, they were told, oh, okay, so we're gonna put this marshmallow in front of you, and you're gonna have to wait 2 minutes. And in 2 minutes, if this marshmallows, if you didn't eat this marshmallow in 2 minutes, we're gonna give you another one. So basically, is an experiment of delayed gratification, trying to figure out what is the average amount of people that delay gratification, and that's what the experiment was trying to figure out. And what they did figure out though, but they actually figured out something else though. They figured out that the kids that were successful and staying disciplined and not eating the marshmallow were finding toys around the room, or just going around the room just finding things that they could distract themselves with. Like there was a whole bunch of magazines just lying around, and they would just start like playing with the magazines just to keep their mind off of the marshmallow. But the kids that were constantly looking at the marshmallow, telling themselves no, 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 they caved and then they cracked and then they ended up eating the marshmallow and they didn't get the second one. So this experiment really just helps you understand how willpower works. So the best way to keep your willpower and stay disciplined is to stay distracted and not really fight yourself. You want to try to avoid fighting yourself as much as possible. And I know a lot of people don't like fighting themselves. So it would be, a preferred way of living. And so if you want to be more disciplined and be more efficient with your willpower, learn how to distract yourself more. Not in a bad way, but like in a way where, oh, if I'm craving nicotine or whatever. All right, so let's say I start craving nicotine. I could just force myself to be like, I do like 20 push-ups, go run a mile. Put my brain's focus on something else. So that nicotine buzz goes away, and I'm not fighting myself, and I'm not in a constant battle with myself. And so yeah, a lot of people, they drain their willpower doing this, especially when it's in their environment, and they tell themselves no, 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 no so many times, and then they just drain their willpower. And that's what a lot of people, that's how a lot of people end up in addictions. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for the video. I hope it makes sense, and if you guys can take anything, get any value, if you guys got any value from it. But yeah, that's it for the video.